Tinder, for example, is just anti-romantic.
We have something in Norway which we call holde på. It's just what you call it right before you get together.
How did you meet your boyfriend?
We met actually on social media.
How did you guys meet?
on Tinder.
It's tiring for me.
Sex is a very intimate thing, you know, and when you allow somebody to get into your personal space like that, I feel like you need to have a conversation.
I was curious about what it's like to date in Europe. So in this video, I spoke to people across a handful of countries, Norway, Poland, and Hungary. And I talked to people there about their experiences with dating in their specific countries. How would you both characterize the dating culture here in Norway?
I would pretty much sum it up with Tinder. I don't use it myself, but from others who have used it and my friends' experiences, that's pretty much how, and especially during the pandemic, because everything was so digital in a way, how you meet new people. So I think many people reached for those kind of apps to meet and just catch up and take a walk.
Gotcha.
That's what the only thing you can do.
I don't use any dating apps either. I don't want to be overly critical, but I don't like them. I think Tinder, for example, is just anti-romantic.
Yes.
Because it's very cynical. It's about very specific preferences, you know.
Well, I think one of the challenges with online dating is that you kind of become a commodity because there's so many options. You now have just like so many options at your fingertips.
And one thing that's very sad now, I think, is that it's become quite normal to ghost people.
Yes.
And you know, you couldn't do that before, because you had before the internet, people had a smaller and tighter social circle. So you could only date people you actually met.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can date someone who you found on an app. They live very far away, so you can meet them once or twice or more, and then if you want to decide to never meet them again, just ghost them.
Mm-hmm.
And they won't be able to find you because you're not in the same social circle. In reality, you don't meet regularly. You only met because you found each other on the internet.
Have both of you been ghosted before?
Luckily, no.
I can admit I have, actually.
And was it by a Norwegian person or some foreigner? Or?
He was Norwegian, yes.
Okay.
And it's not a very cool experience.
Yeah.
Because you don't really know. You're kind of being left in the dark. So,
Yeah.
But I guess it's an easy way out if you feel uncomfortable or you don't like to talk about something or this wasn't for you. Like, instead of just being straight up forward and say it, it's easier to just pull yourself out, stop responding to the text messages or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
You said you're 21, right? And you're both 21.
Yeah.
So you're like Gen Z.
Yeah.
You're like Gen Z Norwegians.
Yeah.
You're talking to an elder millennial here.
Oh.
So like, are there differences generationally between like the way Gen Zers are dating versus millennials, would you say?
I remember when I was like, we have something in Norway which we call holde på.
Okay.
Which is a very like vague term for like dating, where you're not committed, but you're basically acting like you're together, but like it's kind of like just using, it's just what you call it right before you get together.
Yeah.
And people can use it for like months at a time. Like, I had a friend who was like, she holdt på with her now boyfriend for like, I don't know, like 8 months or something. And at that point, it's like, it doesn't even mean anything anymore. And before I was dating my boyfriend, or before I like got together with my boyfriend, we did that for like 2 months. And I remember talking to my mom and was like, yeah, we holder på. And my mom was like, you've kissed, so doesn't that mean you're together? Like what does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. Like, she couldn't understand that, like, once you've kissed, you're dating. You're like, he's your boyfriend now. But like, to us, it's like it takes some time before you actually commit to a relationship.
Yeah. I think you're right. My father, he was like, when I'm talking about dating, he's like, yeah, but you guys, you don't. It's like she said, you don't commit. When we were younger, we were together for like when it had passed 1 week, we knew we wanted to be together. I'm like, and he thinks Gen Z, we quit faster. That we're like, if I say, but I don't think it's going to work, I can find someone else. It's more of a, but you have to work through your problems. You have to, you're not going to know how to keep a good relationship if you don't fight through it. Mm-hmm. But I think it's good that we don't just take whatever we can get and we actually figure out what we want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do people mostly meet each other through apps, or do they meet in person or through like events or anything like that?
I think it mix, like everything, like up, like on the street, on college, school, high school. You can meet everywhere.
How did you meet your boyfriend?
We met actually on social media. He texted to me and we just started like that. But he's not from Warsaw. He's not Polish. He's German.
Oh, he's German.
Yeah.
What social media app did you meet on?
Instagram.
Okay. I'm curious about this. Did he just like start following you and then he commented on your photos?
I just saw him picture on some Instagram photos. I said like it, and he texted to me just like that, and we just started to talk.
So you found his profile first, and then you
liked his photos. I like whatever, like, you know, you found some photos and I like it, you like it, and yeah.
And then you DM'd him? Or did he DM'd you?
He.
What was his like opening line? Do you remember?
I don't know. I don't remember. It's a long time ago.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
And how long have you two been dating?
4 years.
Okay. And is there any like cultural differences because he's German and you're Polish?
A bit, yes. Because he grew up in different country, I grew up in a different country, so we cannot talk like, do you remember this or this? But it's not bother us.
Okay. How did you guys meet?
On Tinder.
Okay, so you guys date. Or are you just friends now?
So first time we see each other.
Yeah, we just talked a bit.
Okay.
Before.
Is it hard to date here? Does dating feel exhausting in this city? Because that's a lot of people in the U.S., especially if you go to like Los Angeles or San Francisco or New York, they're like, oh my God, I hate dating. Do people enjoy it? Do you enjoy it, or not so much?
Why people there
don't like
dating?
It?
Yeah.
Because there's just so many people, and it's like you go on a date with someone and your expectations are so high, and then nobody can ever really meet someone's like sky high expectations, so they feel let down and they think that no one good is out there for them. So
I mean, I guess that's more of a personal reason. If someone in here might go with higher expectations and then be disappointed, so that's probably more on the personal level, I guess. If in States maybe more people just have this mindset. I'm not sure. I haven't been there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't have this mindset, so I'm quite okay. I guess. I don't know how others. I haven't seen so many disappointments, I guess, in dating. I mean, there are always like jokes. Oh my gosh, like it's tiring to date.
Yeah.
But it's not a bad experience or uncomfortable somehow.
Okay. I'm curious about what it's like to date here. Is it like exhausting for people, or is it an enjoyable experience?
I mean, I never dated outside of Budapest, so I like the experience to comment on this question.
What do you feel like? What is it like for you? Is it tiring? Is it fun? Do you have?
Because you
meet a lot
I mean,
of?
if it would be tiring, I think nobody would date ever.
It's tiring for me. That's
I'll make sure like we never send this video to your girlfriend.
I mean, I think she knows.
You said it's exhausting. Like, why is that for you?
I think dating in and of itself is just exhausting.
Yeah.
I'm not very big on meeting new people.
Yeah. So once you find someone, it's like.
Yeah, and trying to get quality conversation out of someone, like from zero it's not easy. But I don't think that's like a problem necessarily with Hungary. I think that's just ubiquitous.
In general, yeah.
I'm in a certain age when most of my friends, they're either in a relationship or getting married or giving babies, you know. So they're all like settled, and almost all of the relationships that I see that are working, they met through friends, you know. Or I actually had a part in some of the relationships happening, you know, because I like.
You like to be a matchmaker.
Yeah, a little bit. You know, it's a Jewish mama thing, you know.
That's
but
cool.
yeah, I mean, I just see people, you know, and I see how they are, and then, you know, it's a nice thing because then they're so happy, so it's good.
Okay.
But yeah, so I'm not, you know, I'm in a very alternative, like, artistic community, right? So we are not. I don't really have friends who are doing Tinder or this kind of dating because it's soulless, you know. I feel like, I mean, for fun, I'm sure, and if you want to sure, but I mean, it's better to with somebody who you see actually, you know, and you smell and you see like how, you know. I'm sorry to be so, you know, like brutal, but
no, that's, okay.
That's kind of what I think.
I do have like one more like quick follow-up question on that. Would you say that people here in Hungary are very like sexually liberal, or are they more conservative?
It really depends where you go.
Yeah.
It really depends, and I think, you know, sex has a really big culture here, and it's not really frowned upon that much. I mean, it depends where you go, right? And it depends like the age that you're talking about. But obviously, young people, they are very promiscuous, I think. Or I used to be at least. But
do people talk? Like, do they have conversations? They just like, they just do it?
We are very upfront about things.
Okay.
I mean, I have some very shy friends that they probably, I mean, they would talk about sex with me, but maybe not to their mother, you know, or I don't know what to say. But my family, we are like, we are very, very open about this.
So people actually have conversations about like...
Yeah, and I mean, you know, sex has rules, you know. And I mean, maybe I'm saying that because I'm very conscious in that sense, you know, that I mean, sex is a very intimate thing, you know, and when you know, like allow somebody to get into your personal space like that, I feel like you need to have a conversation. Of course it happens when it happens, but I'm not just going to like leave and you know, like it's not really about the emotional connection. I'm not saying that. Like obviously you can have like a sexual relationship without being attached emotionally, but in the meantime I feel like it's very important. Like I was in a polygamous relationship for a long time, and we had to have rules. Like it's not like, you know, whatever you do, whatever you want. Like you need to understand what is okay for the other person, what's okay for you, you know. So it's not that easy that people think. I mean, so yeah, I mean, but I think generally Hungarian people, they are quite open about sex.
Thanks so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it and you want to see more content like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and also leave me a comment too. I'm always open to hearing feedback from you. And also, if you can, make sure to share this video with friends and family. That is probably the best way that you can support the growth of my channel. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.